If you get government out of the way and you free up American ingenuity and free up our resources, we have the resources. We have the ingenuity. I mean, we may not be where we are today, but, you know, life wouldn't be bad as the Waltons, quite honestly, as long as we can flush the toilets indoors.
Well, the truth is our entire economy now has been built on this credit and government debt and government spending. Almost every major industry in the United States is somehow or the other subsidized by the U.S. government. More than 50% of the households receive some sort of government support. If you take all that away, that's not going to free up ingenuity. It's going to lead to starvation. You can't, as sad as it is, the starting point here is to understand we don't have capitalism. We have a government-directed creditism, credit-based system, and the question is, are we going to allow this system that we really do have, are we going to allow it to collapse? Are we going to somehow fix it?
And
there's no point in talking about trying to fix the crisis in capitalism. Right. We don't have capitalism.
Okay, but your fix on creditism is more credit, it's more spending, isn't it?
Well, you know, there are only 4 parts to every economy: consumption, business investment, net trade, and government spending. In the U.S., consumption is about 70%, business investment 16%, net trade is a negative number because we have such a big trade deficit, -4%, and the government's about 20%. Now, if we cut so we have really 3 ways forward. We could balance the budget immediately, which would result in an immediate spiral into depression. That's option 1. That's the worst possible option. Option 2 is we can keep doing what we're doing now, which is having trillion-dollar budget deficits and paying for it with paper money creation. And we can keep doing that for another 5 years quite easily, and probably 10 years. But then in about 10 years, the U.S. government would be as bankrupt as Greece, and then we collapse into a new Great Depression. That's option 2. That's a lot better than option 1, because it's always better to die tomorrow than die today. But the best option would be option 3, to understand that we are dependent on credit. But so the government continues to borrow and spend, but instead of borrowing and spending all this money wastefully on too much consumption and war, they should actually change the way they spend the money. Rather than consume it all, they should invest it. And I don't mean patching up the roads and bridges. I mean in transformative 21st century technologies like renewable energy, genetic engineering, biotechnology, nanotechnology, so that the United States can actually develop new industries. And if we did that on an aggressive enough scale, we could lock in another American century. We would have an unassailable lead in these 21st century technologies, and we could generate such massive investment returns from these sorts of investments that we wouldn't have to collapse at all. Not 10 years out, not next year, never. We could lock in generations of future prosperity. Those are our options.
The name of the book is The New Depression, The Breakdown of the Paper Money Economy. Thank you very much, sir. It's been an unbelievable conversation with you, Richard. I hope to have you on again. Back in just a second with Art Laffer.